Call me Martin. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Things a boy shouldn't see. I was like any other kid. I didn't believe in the boogeyman. Then the world woke up to a nightmare.
Welcome to Steak Land, kid. Get your boots on, your guns ready. We're gonna put some distance between us and this place.
We were on our own now, traveling through a ruined land. We live by his rules, or we die. Or worse, we die and we come back.
How many of those things have you killed?
Not enough.
Like Mr. says, live free or die trying.
Keep your weapons close and ready.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kill that thing.
Go with God.
Lock the door. How many of them things out there?
One, but she's really pissed off.
What is up, everybody? And Gorehounds. Welcome to the Gore More Podcast. I am the not-so-mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D. Bringing it in as always. But I do not bring this shit show in alone. No. And you know what? I didn't really plan this one out, so let me see what the fuck I got. I don't even know if I got anything. With me, as always, is my vicious vamps of the vigorous Outback.
Yeah,
Go with that
works.
As always, I got the killing machine himself, Mr. Bobby Amone.
What's up, assholes?
Yeah. And of course, the host with the ghost, El Scuba Cabra, Mr. Scuba Steve Vasquez.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, today is January 10th, 2022. We got a doozy of an episode today. But first, as always, we're going to kick it with a little bit of reality and do our Scuba. What do we got?
We have our
Thank you, buddy. And how have you been, man? We're going to start with you, Scoops. How you been?
We're starting with me.
We're going to start with you.
Whoa. Well, I
Sorry.
am doing okay right now. So as you guys know, I was all about vacation. I went back to work and then boom, came down with the sickness. I got the Rona again. So I have been at home since Wednesday trying to recuperate. It's luckily not as bad this time as it was last time. What up, Heather? How's it going?
What's up, Heather?
What's up, Heather?
But other than that, man, I have just been home. I'm stuck in my to my living room and my bedroom. That's it. That's the only places I'm allowed to go. Not trying to get the rest of the household sick. So but that's it, man. And then I did start my Twitch back up while I've been in quarantine. So
nice.
I am back on Twitch at Scuba Steve CC if you guys want to follow. I am currently on a playthrough of The Witcher 3.
Yo, dude, you need
Never
to
played it before, and
you need to get on something like Halo and shit, man, because I've been on this shit too. So
I want to finish this game off first.
That's fine. I was gonna say we also have there's been some new updates to Phasmophobia that I have not checked out yet personally. So
fuck, I saw another game that is very similar to Phasmophobia, except it looks a little bit more faster paced.
Okay,
it's also a ghost hunting. I gotta find it. I saw it on TikTok. And it's very similar. You're a ghost hunting team. You work in teams of, however many people you have on your team.
right.
But like I said, it's a lot faster paced than Phasmophobia. So it looks like it would be a little bit more heart pounding. But I'll find the name of it. I'll send it to you. Maybe we can fucking download it.
Awesome. Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, I've been playing the fuck out of Witcher 3. Never played it before. I've had it on my 360 or on my Xbox for the longest time. But since my Xbox crapped out, I bought it for my PC, and I'm just fucking loving this game.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I've been doing, man. And then I got to watch this movie last night, and wow, that's all I got to say. Wow. I was not disappointed. That's all I got to say, but we'll save that for later. Babo, what you got for us, baby?
Hi, I'm Bobo. I had a busy week last week, but it was a good busy week. I started working on my Jason cosplay now. I started dirtying up the mask a little bit because it was just too not dark tone skin color. It wasn't too bloody, so I started doing stuff on that. I still have to take measurements for Lance. Lance, if you're out there, I promise I'll have him this
Still
week.
haven't done that. You said that last week.
Dude, I didn't get started, okay? I had a couple things I didn't get to last week, okay? So I got to do the strap. I'm going to do them tomorrow because I have nothing else to do. So I'm going to measure my head for that. The Michael cosplay is nearly done. It just has to be dirtied up a little bit more. And, well, somebody else will hear. I have a mask, but now and then I had one ordered, and now I'm trying to look into another one to order. I have a problem.
Yeah, I think we all do.
But the thing with me, it's like all three of them will be worn at different times for different things, so it doesn't matter there.
Nothing wrong with that, buddy.
But other than that, it was a nice relaxing weekend. Had my girlfriend up. We were having movie night with my friends. And then yesterday we're just chilling out, and then I was watching football while I was working on my masks, and I got to watch this movie, and this was fucking the shit. This was the shit. Like, it was that good. So absolutely. But we'll talk about that in a couple minutes, and I need to hear this guy to my right, left, whatever it is on the screen. I'm terrible at direction right now. Johnny, tell us about it.
Well, what's up, buddies? Well, I'm first and foremost, let me just say, glad to be back. I had to miss last week, unfortunately. COVID hit our house.
Yes, we did.
I missed you guys. I tried popping in and out, as you guys saw, as much as I could, but obviously, had to do what I had to do. No, unfortunately, COVID kind of ran through our fucking house, so I am on quarantine. So with me being on Christmas break the way I was, the last day I've been at work was December 23rd. I don't go back to the 17th, dude.
Wow.
Bro. Yeah. I've even called my HR multiple times to get that date correct, just so I'm not fucking myself in any which way, shape, or form. Because I'm like, yo, dude, I can't take that much time unpaid, but it's not unpaid because it's fucking 2 weeks of COVID pay plus the fucking dude. So needless to say, man, like I'm almost getting a whole month off.
So I'm kind of in the same boat with you there because I went back for 2 days.
Pretty much,
I haven't been back since, and I don't think I'm allowed to go back until the 18th because we're off on Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But no, that's where, so like the way it was, like the wife got her confirmed, and then once she got her confirmed, I took me and the kiddo, we got our test, and got everything set. So we've been pretty much in lockdown. So I haven't really been doing anything besides enjoying my family's company. We've been just watching a lot of fucking movies, gaming a whole shit ton. It's besides the pounding headaches that we had to deal with for a few days. Actually, it's been kind of enjoyable. The headaches were not. That sucked ass. That was terrible. I don't wish that on anybody. It was just, I don't know about for you guys, but that was just like a damn, like that was for the back of my head for me, Steve. I don't know about for you.
Mine was here, dude.
Yeah,
really?
Mine was here too. Yeah.
Fucking A.
We got the
man.
boss
What's
man
up,
in the
boss
chat.
man? Yeah, dude.
What's up, boss?
So he said, "Ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?" I literally quoted that shit. I quoted that shit yesterday to my son. He walked by me and I was like, "I like you," and he's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "You ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?" And he's like, "What the fuck?
What are you doing in my waters?" That's how you got to start it. What? I like you. Would you like to see my man shine? Oh man. But other than that, man, like I said, just been enjoying the time with the family. We've been watching all the Spider-Mans in reverse order. So we watched the Amazing Ones, and then we watched the Amazing Ones, which I haven't watched, I'm not gonna lie, since they came out, and I only rewatched because of the new one, and I feel like I have a newfound appreciation for.
Yep.
full out. And then for some reason, my daughter, like, I was like, oh, we'll watch the first one. She's like, no, I want to watch Spider-Man 3. And I'm like, wait, you can't fuck it starting to get. She's like, but I want to watch one with Venom. But my wife won't let her watch Venom yet because she's afraid she'll get like nightmares from it still. She does. She'll get a little.
Oh, come on.
Listen, she gets a little bit she'll just obsess on it, dude.
Yeah.
She'll obsess on it. Yeah. Fucking hate it. But other than that, man, watch this amazing movie, which I haven't seen in probably like at least 8 years. And then because I love it so much, I followed it right up with the second one, which I'd never watched, which I'll talk about that a little bit later too. So, but fucking man, let's talk about what we're here to talk about today because I'm excited too. And that is, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about Stakeland, which released October 1st, 2010. In the near future, North America is in North America is an
You're good, buddy.
anarchic country after a vampire apocalypse. The teenager Martin is preparing to travel with his parents when they are attacked by a vampire. After his family is slain, Martin is rescued by the stranger called Mister. After killing the vampire, they head north, expecting to reach New Eden, formerly Canada. Along their journey, though, along their journey through the destroyed country, Mr. trains Martin, and they rescue and befriend other survivors and have to fight not only against the vampires, but also a dangerous brotherhood of fanatic religious members led by the insane Jebediah Lovin.
Oh, so good. So
Dude,
good.
Insane is a understatement, I feel.
You know, and when the movie, we're not in general discussion yet, but
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
God damn it, Bobo, take
Let me
it.
get it. I'll take it away. I got it. Directed by Jim Mickle, who did Mulberry Street and We Are What We Are. Written by Nick Damisi.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Damisi, who was also Mulberry Street and We Are What We Are. Produced by Derek Curl, Hatchet 2, The Innkeepers, House of the Devil, and Larry Fessend, something like that. It sounds close enough. I Sell the Dead and Fessended. Yeah, there you go. That sounds better. And The Innkeepers, starring Nick Damisi, World Trade Center, Mulberry Street as Mr. Connor Paulo, Mystic River, World Trade Center as Martin. Daniel Harris, do I dare say what that woman has been in? That woman,
right?
Still a crush to this day, I will admit. Anyway, as Belle. Kelly McGillis.
That was Kelly McGillis?
Yes. From Top Gun and Witness as
Holy
sister.
Shit.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Say what you want. I thought as an older sister,
I
wasn't too bad. I still wasn't too bad.
No, she
I did not know that was her.
She did pretty goddamn good. I will.
Wow. Might change things when we get to most attractive character for Steve.
Yeah, we'll get
it.
Michael.
Keep it going, Bobby.
Oh, yes, I'm working on it. Michael Cervix. I was going to say cervix, but I'm like,
I know you
got teased about that. I know you wanted about that a lot.
From Fame and Fringe as Jebediah Lovin. That guy was fucked in the head. Sean Nelson, The Taking of Pelham 123 as Willie. Bonnie Dennison, guiding
wait. Taking of Pelham 123. Was that the one with Tron Travolta oh shit, TJ Bowser, the boss man is joining? What's up there? Now go back to that question. Pelham 123. That was the one with John Travolta where he was the bad guy, right? And he was taking over the subway.
I guess.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. It was actually pretty good. I like that. Anyways, sorry, Bobby. Continue on, buddy.
Bonnie Dennison, guiding light as Peggy. Chance Kelly from Taking of Pelham 123 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as Officer Harley. And I didn't know this. Marion Hagen from Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers as Dr. Foley. And then Larry
no shit.
However we said it before. There you go. Cabin Fever 2, Mulberry Street as the Roadhouse bartender. Oh, come on. Cabin Fever 2 was wonderful.
2. All right, I'll take over for the Chad Daddy here because Chad Daddy is not here. We do have a video from him today, so I'll let him explain why he's not here. I believe he does in the beginning. But music by Jeff Grace, who did The House of the Devil and The Innkeepers. Cinematography by Ryan Schmall from Mulberry Street and Haunt. Yes, personal favorite. Edited by Jim Not Pickle Mickle. Mulberry Street, We Are What We Did. We Are What We Are. Jesus. Effects and makeup by Pete Gerner in I Sell the Dead and We Are What We Are. Brian Spears from We Are VHS. another underappreciated, and Army of the Dead. Ooh, nice. Distributed by Dark Sky Films, runtime of 98 short people, MPAA rating of R, budget of $625,000, grossed only $33,245, but it only played on 5 screens. So yeah, very, very small release.
Not a huge success, but a very good movie.
I feel like it's got a cult success though. Like I feel like I could be wrong on that. Maybe like not. I don't see a lot of people having it like physically, but
We can't hear you, boss.
what you got, boss man?
His mic's not.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's
No?
not hooked in.
Say he was trying to say important things. All right. Well, boss man is still getting set up here. Oh, so yeah, we are on general discussion. Uh-oh.
Did you check your settings in the system?
No,
Nothing, buddy.
nothing.
All right. We're at general discussion, but before we do that, I'll bring up the Chad Daddy here. And
Still can't hear him.
no, we got nothing, boss.
We got nothing.
All right, but I'm gonna bring up the Chad Daddy, and he can give us his little
What's up,
duty.
bitches? This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge coming at you. I want to apologize for not being able to be on the show tonight. We had some small family emergency come up. It's no big deal. Everybody's fine. No worries there. I unfortunately have to watch the kids for tonight, so it's no big deal. I'm a little bit busy, so I apologize for not being here again. But I do want to talk about this movie called Stakeland real quick. Now, this was my first time watching it, and I have to say I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. It was a very bleak, actually kind of a depressing movie, but it was a refreshing take on vampires that we hadn't really seen. I definitely liked this version of the vampires where they're almost like a mindless kind of an
zombie
machine, almost zombie-esque in a way, which was really cool and really refreshing, unlike the normal... like we they're almost like the vampires we'd just seen in John Carpenter's Vampire,
a little bit
less intelligent nature, and it was really interesting to see. It was a nice take. The practical effects were really, really well done, and this was done on a very small budget, mind you, and they accomplished a lot. There were some really interesting scares. I thought the lighting was hit or miss for me. Sometimes I like the whitewash tones, but sometimes I don't. So
I liked it. It kind of gave it that Western tone.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite aspect of the film. I thought it was filmed really well. The cinematography was pretty good. I definitely liked the whole post-apocalyptic look, and this kind of felt like it was actually more.
I want to fix his eyebrow.
In terms of how you expect society to function after such an event like this. There were little pockets of survivors just trying to survive in the best way that they knew how. And that, I think, really, really helped move the story forward. This wasn't my pick. This was a John pick, and I'm very happy you picked it. So thank you for that, buddy. Like I said, this was my first time viewing it. I don't know where I want to go with this, aside from saying I would definitely watch this again. Yep. The story was enough to keep me engaged. It wasn't boring at all. It was very interesting, and these characters they behaved like they were very believable,
real people.
And I feel like watching this the whole way through, I kept thinking this would make a really great video game.
Yes, I thought the same shit.
Up on something further on down the road. I know there's a sequel to this, and there were a series of little video prequels for the characters. I would love to see this universe expanded further, so I will get into that right now. As far as the 4 R's: reboot, remake, rewind, or recycle, I would say rewind this movie and possibly reboot it into a TV series. I would love to see where they could go. I would love to see what other people are up to.
They would Walking Dead it, and it would fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
No. North.
I love you, Chad, but I would disagree with that one.
I would especially like to see how they explore,
I hate series, though. That's just me, personally.
Like when the vampires are running out of food. That girl Peggy at the end said that they're skinnier. It's like they're starving to death.
Skinnier but meaner.
That explored more. Things like that. I really would love. Please please somebody pick this up for a TV series. I know Bloody Disgusting, you guys are always listening to us. So,
Come on, Bloody.
Yeah.
move it forward.
Chad's
I
getting
really
the
enjoyed this
motion
movie.
going.
Don't really have much else to say about it. You know, it really speaks for itself. Like I said, it's a very bleak, depressing movie, but it's a good movie. So on a scale of 5, I'm going to give this. I'll give this a 4.4. It's a little under 4.5, definitely not a 5. I like this a little more than John Carpenter's Vampires, and I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack from you guys for that. But
Son
it
of
is
a
what it
bitch.
is.
No,
So
Son
I'll
of a
definitely watch
bitch,
this again,
sir.
and I'm really excited to see what you guys all think
Blasphemy.
of our next week's movie. That's my pick for the vampire movie. I don't want to reveal it right now. I'll let the guys discuss it at the end of the movie. It's one I love. It's one I've seen in the theaters. I can't wait to make my wife watch it because she's never seen it before and she has no idea what's coming. So, yeah, I guess I will see you guys next week. This is your Chad Daddy saying, see you next week, bitches.
Love you, Chad Daddy, and thank you kindly for that.
All right, so real quick, I mean, we just said it as he was doing it, but yeah, you're right. They would Walking Dead the hell out of this. And listen, no disrespect to anybody out there that loves Walking Dead.
No,
But
not at all.
everybody better. You have to admit that after like season,
After they
3,
killed Carl off, the show was shit.
yeah. Well, even sometimes a little before that. But when I say sometimes, it's not a lie. A little bits. That's a show that should have been done before it was done.
Not right.
Well, the
Sometimes
thing is,
shows
though-
need to know when to just call it.
Right.
But the
That's
thing
the-
is, they had such great source material because
Correct.
the graphic novels I read them as comics
Continuous.
before they were put in graphic novels. They were great. They had great source material, and when they started straying from that source material, that's when it went to shit.
Because you got to over dramatize shit for TV, dude.
Yeah,
and that's
and it
where
was
you lose
fucking
it.
stupid. Like when
Well,
they killed
okay.
Carl off, there was so much more story to tell with Carl, but because people they fucked his character from the get-go and didn't make him the badass that he should have been, people fucking hated the character. So say, get rid of him. You know what I mean? And I would just hate to see that happen to this world because this world built in this movie.
So going with what Chad was asking and what you guys are talking about, all I'm going to say is just watch the second one.
Yeah,
the second one
wanna watch the
literally
second
is
one.
already going. The second one honestly kind of goes in a Walking Dead direction, but it stays in a movie.
Okay.
And so that's fine because it stays in its 2-hour premise. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
it could easily still keep expanding. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say how it ends. I'm just going to say it, just like this one, it doesn't necessarily end. It always could expand to somewhere else.
Is Martin in the next one?
Yes, and he's a
Okay.
lot older and
Okay.
like older and slower, and he's actually like it. I liked it. I liked it a lot, dude.
Is
Like,
it pretty much the same cast except for those who died, obviously?
dude? Literally, they bring back the Martin and Mister, which is great. And Martin is a lot longer hair, full beard. Okay, have you gentlemen? And I know I said this in the chat. Have you gentlemen ever seen The Outlaw Josie Wales?
No.
Okay. Great Clint Eastwood flick. If you ever get to check it out, go fucking watch it. It's if you've watched that, it's the same exact, not exact, but it's almost the same fucking premise as that. And it's great, dude. And it's even more of a Western than this one is. But I don't want to talk about the second one right now because we're here to talk about the first one.
Right. Yeah, let's
And let's generally discuss. You gentlemen have never seen this movie
Never. It was my
before,
first
first
watch through.
so
first
take it
time.
away.
You go first,
away.
Lord. Go for it.
All right. So I start watching this and I'm like, okay, so it's an older guy who has this sidekick. And so I'm like, oh, this is Zombieland, except with vampires and no comedy. And oh, damn, this is depressing. Like the world that was built around in this movie was great. Who's the better character? Mr.
Jack
So-
Crow. Jack
Oh,
Crow.
wait, no,
I'm going with
hold
Crow.
on,
Listen,
hold
wait,
on.
That's
You
an
can't,
argument. You can't.
You
That's
can't do that though.
because
Honestly,
honestly,
different worlds.
That's
those
true.
two characters teamed up would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
definitely.
But see, okay,
Definitely.
yeah, because Jack Crow would be the hard ass, and
No,
Mr.
Jack
No,
Crow would
no,
be the
'cause-
comedy.
because Mister
but he would still be a hard ass because he is a hard ass. Because
Mr.
Jack Crow will
Mr.
beat the
had-
shit out of people. He will.
Well, I think Mister fucking would too, though. I don't think Mister had the one-liners, but he didn't have like the funny ha that fucking James Wood put on it on
Yeah.
his character. You know what I mean? Like he's not gonna ask a priest if he got wood for beating the shit out of him.
I mean,
Mister's not that
true.
kind of dude.
I mean-
Mister's a very solemn dude who's literally just trying to fucking make his way through this bullshit. Like he doesn't care.
Come on,
He's
we all-
lost his sense of humor. Like,
Come
at
on,
this
we all
point.
know Mister got a little mahogany somewhere in there. Come on.
Oh yeah,
clearly.
he did, definitely. He
Remember?
did.
Hey, what was her
bro.
name? Ines. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see Scoops cosplay this dude. I think,
Dude,
it'd be
okay.
Yeah,
fucking
So
you
I was
amazing.
watching it. And I was like, I could totally cosplay this guy.
Yes,
I want
you
his
could.
hat. I want his fucking
Oh
hat.
yes, fuck yeah. So I'm,
Sweet,
you know,
dude.
and I'm watching it, and dude, from the get-go, man, I was just so drawn into this story, which for most films, you
It's
know,
hard to do
and
sometimes.
And we asked the question, did the opening scene hook you in? And a lot of times we're like, yeah. And a lot of times we're like, no. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the atmosphere that it created from the I was in 100% from the get-go. And
Yeah.
I watched it on, you know, when I was watching it, there was commercials, so that it kept kicking me out, but I was so focused on what I was seeing that when the commercials kicked on, I was like, God damn it, hurry up. Like, I want to
Right.
know what the fuck's going on. Like, it was, dude, I applaud you for this pick because, dude, this was such a good movie, man.
You know what that
vampires were.
You know what
fucking
that opening scene
horrifying.
was for me, dude? And I know that I'm not trying to like jump ahead, but what kind of like nailing on like, all right, to me, what like is really like this movie like sinks you right in is like how gritty and dark it's going. Right, listen, dude. Spoiler alert, and I feel like we're in this territory. But when you're killing off a fucking infant baby 5 minutes into the fucking film, and not even in like kind of a nasty fucking way. I mean, it's almost a little funny sometimes if you look at it too many
Okay.
times because you could tell it's definitely a
Yes,
fake
Yeah,
stuff.
but
nasty.
But the
But
thought in
still-
itself of like, oh my god, dude, this thing just murdered these people, but not eating them. It's literally just eating this baby in this fucking towel.
It's like, you know, they kill the baby in, was it Feast 2? Was it
yes,
Feast 2?
Feast 2, but way
They kill the
different-
baby, and it's like, yeah.
way
But
Yeah.
this was like, oh,
This was
fuck,
horrifying.
Like, yeah,
This
you're
is
like,
horrifying.
dude, you see him up there in the fucking corner, and you just see the fucking like the
Oh,
bloody baby, and you're like, fuck, man, like
you want
this
to talk about a
kid lost
scary fucking
everything.
a scary
like-
fucking
Right.
sight. Like that's
dude,
Yeah.
that talk about your life literally hit fucking flipping 180 in an
Oh, yeah.
instant.
Yeah,
for
in
this
an
kid,
instant,
like-
yeah, and he never got his dog.
Yeah, you
No.
don't even know what happened to the dog,
The
dude.
dog
the dog
was
got eaten too.
gone.
I'm guessing. Like, I don't think these vampires would be opposed to eating animals. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah,
No.
because they didn't come across any deer when they were in the woods. You didn't see any rabbits. Like, what the
They-
fuck were they eating?
Well, I mean, they did
Everything
when
that
they
was
got in the
probably
north,
walking.
but at
No,
the
no,
same
people-
time, they
people.
explained that. They explained like why they can find deer in the north and stuff, though, because obviously it's colder, the vamps can't survive, which is also great zombie logic too. If
Yes,
you get into
yes.
yeah, that's a whole different territory. But Bob, you said this was your first watch as well, brother.
Yeah, this was also my first time, and just like Steve, like watching the first scene, I'm like, there already seems to be in the midst of something. But then the moment that dog leaves, the minute it leaves, right after that, it is like this poor kid's life just went to hell. It literally straight to hell. Like you can't get it. There's no better description other than, oh, my life was, it's gone. Like my family is gone. Everything is gone. But I like the fact that Mister basically took him under his wing, like, well, you're stuck with me now, kid, but at least with me, you'll survive, which he was obviously right as we go through the movie.
Right.
There was a chemistry there that wasn't, you see it, but you don't see it. If
Now,
you're
do
not
you
the-
think-
it was the apprentice and the master, dude.
right.
That's
And
all-
I say
father,
you see
son,
it-
apprentice, master.
right. I
like,
say
you
it
know.
if you see it, but you don't see it, it's more like, yeah, he's a hard ass, but he's like, I got this kid, and then the kid knows that, like he's a hard ass, but he's a good hard ass kind of on him. He's
Let me
making
ask you-
sure he knows.
Let me ask you this: do you think Mister would have taken him, regardless, if the dad wouldn't have said to take care of him?
I think
honestly
so.
he would
You
have.
think so?
I
You
think so.
I think he would have because it explains it more in the second one. Obviously, like it explains Mister's backstory, which I personally kind of wanted to know. It doesn't go
Yeah.
super into it, but it enough to where it's like makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's just not only that, but it's like, okay, he's actually a known vampire hunter in this
Yeah.
world, right? Like people
Mhm.
know of him. even though like communication is fucking weird and it's only broadband radios now and shit, like people still know, man. People talk. That's how shit fucking works.
And I
And-
also, and he always pulls out the teeth.
Well, yeah,
They're like,
because
oh,
and I love that that's the highest form of like compensation in the world now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's trade items, which obviously are always going to be good. But dude, like vampire fangs, like that's the fucking, but that's your credit too. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, he showed the sheriff let him into town, knew he was a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of the situation, but I enjoyed this movie, man. I watched this on a friend's advice back, probably I want to say maybe the year after it came out, 2011, 2012. And I fucking absolutely loved it, man. I never went back and watched it, and I don't know why. It was just kind of one of those ones where I loved it so much, like I almost was just like, I'll leave it there until like another day. And I'm glad I did for this podcast.
you picked a perfect, well, I don't want to say perfect, but yes, a very great movie.
Now, to go with what Chad said, and I know it kind of brought up a big like wave of emotion here, and he said he actually liked this a little better than Vampires. Now, I know I didn't catch what you guys scored Vampires. I know I gave it a really high score. I don't know.
So did I.
Oh, really? Okay.
I gave it a 5.
4.8, maybe.
I gave it a 4.8 too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I probably love this movie just as equally.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily one's better than the other because like Vampires has that humor that I personally love and probably would be more better fitted for my pick, especially if you guys have been fucking hanging out with me for the last 3 years. This one for me is way out of left field and I completely understand, but sometimes I like to do that shit. I just like the overall reality of this movie. The overall tone is life sucks. It's full of shit. You're going to have to wade through the shit unless you want to just sink in it.
Right.
However, as much shit as there is, you still got to look for the good throughout it, regardless. Like
You know,
that's, and I feel like that's just kind of the overall tone of the movie for me personally. But
yeah. I mean, and it's good because it's like the realism of the world and the way it is because you take out vampires and throw in,
oh yeah, dude.
let's
Anything?
say a horrible virus that could, decimate the population. That's, really, really bad, just for say. And,
maybe that's why you guys feel this movie hits a little bit bleaker than
Maybe,
probably. That's
maybe.
that's definitely
now
why,
that,
then.
yeah, I mean, fuck, now that I say this, maybe, but
a little too close to home.
it shows
Damn it.
how quickly
Too soon.
people
will
become
fucking
monsters.
People will
Because-
flip, dude.
Yeah, the vampires were the monsters, but who were the real monsters?
People are always fucking people, and they even talk about it, dude. They're like, there's not only vampires, and there's not only the Brotherhood that they got to read, but there's also cannibals.
Yeah.
So now you got like Chad said, this is a video game. This is literally video.
Oh
game
yes,
fucking, bro. Come on. This is.
I'm
Fallout.
surprised.
I
I'm
had that
surprised
thought.
it's not.
I had that thought when Martin was making his way back to the car and he's standing there with the fucking stick he made and that vampire chick when him and Mr. split up or whatever.
Yes,
when
yes.
They fucking left Mr. for dead. I had that thought. I was like, this would be so fucking epic in a video game.
You can hear me now.
Now we can hear you.
Welcome back, brother. Whew. Wipe the sweat off that brow. You good?
Windows update to 11 muted me.
Oh, well, what the fuck?
We should be
Windows?
fine now.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're,
Stakeland's pretty cool.
We're on general
Yeah.
discussion right now, actually. It's still perfect.
So in our notes, did Shudder distribute this initially?
I don't believe so. I thought it was Dark Sky, right? But I don't think Shudder was
That's
Shudder
where
around in?
That's where I
2000?
found it. It was Shudder.
Okay. No, I saw it originally on Amazon Prime when it first came out, but was Shudder even a thing in 2010? I don't even
I think
remember.
that was 2012.
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
I do not know. But anyways, yeah, this movie is bleak. But like I said, I like the reality of it, dude. And
Bleak or realistic?
both.
Oh,
Reality is bleak.
Both.
Reality's bleak.
Reality is bleak, dude. It's just that's what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately.
Everything's perception.
I guess, and the thing that like almost riles me up the most in this film is the religious, like the crazy religiousness of it all, dude. Because that shit legit scares me. Because the as far as people will push stuff for blind faith, is insane, and what they're willing to do. And we all know this throughout human history. So it's just like, this is just another like side of like, oh man, dude, this shit would definitely probably happen in a heartbeat, because people are just going to look for leadership and they're going to find whatever feels fucking comfortable and not actually question whether it's actually good or not right or anything else.
That sounds
And-
familiar.
And the whole, I like how they even like foreshadowed probably the worst, at least not the worst scene, but like the worst feeling scene of when they dropped all the vampires in the city. They foreshadowed that shit because they told you that's how they took over Washington.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just drop planes full of vamps. Like, bro, that's fucking crazy genetic warfare right there.
And for me, I was like, fuck, man. And I was so frustrated at that scene because I'm like, why did you take their weapons? Motherfuckers. Like, nobody would have died if you would not have taken shit. But I understand why they did, to keep the peace in their little town. But
So,
And yeah.
knowing that scene, did you guys catch the end of that scene? The very questionable thing that I was like, I wonder if they're going to go back to that, but they never did.
Yes.
Think about the sheriff was bit.
Did you see the veins coming out of his fucking
Dude, he
neck
had
around his
he had the
face?
dark veins, and he had a full neck bandage, dude, with his fucking like he had huge bite marks all here, all blood.
If you
And
look
he
at
was just like,
if you look at Mister, he's looking at him like,
oh yeah, dude,
he's
that's
like
why he
looking at
doesn't
his-
want to stay.
he's like looking at his neck and he's looking at him. He's like, no, we're just gonna go north. Thank you very much.
I was
did
wondering
not
if they were going to
even
go
fucking
back
catch
to that, but like maybe even in like a thing saying like that whole town has been completely wiped out at this point or something like that. But I mean, Bossman, what are your general thoughts? I mean, is this obviously wasn't your first watch? I'm assuming.
Well, Steakland's 2 words to start off.
Apologize, I can edit that.
I'm just looking here to see about that Shutter thing, and I'm looking like there's prequels and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the. So when you're
They were
looking
done
for
on
the second
YouTube,
one,
I think.
it
Mhm.
will come up as the Steaklander.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know that until I was watching it. I was like, why does it it wouldn't even come up Steakland 2. It was just the Steaklander, which I didn't really like that subtitle. But
Yeah. This movie's pretty fucking cool. For it being a darker movie, I don't mind the color. I love the cinematography. I love the acting and the relationship between our older male and our younger male. I love that whole like kind of father-son thing going on there. Pretty fucking rad. He kind of just puts him through the ringer the whole movie.
yeah, he
Of course-
fucking does.
It pays off in the second movie though, because he kind of can hold his own then.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love, like you said, the religious themes running throughout this film. It kind of shows you what happens as society breaks down and how we go into these different groups. I mean, we can see that kind of establishing today with various
Oh yeah, dude.
mindsets and things. Yeah, this movie, you can call it bleak, dark, or realistic, whatever you want, but it hits hard. And the writing and the dialogue is very, very well done. And the script is very well thought out and written. I think this film should have been a lot bigger than it actually was.
I wish it was,
Yeah.
dude. Like I feel like a lot of people just don't even know about it.
I
Yeah.
had
They
never heard
might
of it.
see it. or
Yeah,
they might
I didn't know
see it,
about it
but
until
they
you
don't
said
even think to
something.
watch it because they look at it. It looks like kind of a generic cover. You're like, kind of moving on.
Oh, that is true. They did not do it justice with that cover art.
Well, I mean, they didn't have much budget, dude. And I feel like whatever they had, they definitely used it.
This is true. This is very true. It went
That's
to
all
a
well
bunch of
and
other
good,
things.
boys, but
we
Katie's
got to know what
cutting
this
in.
motherfucker thinks, though.
Snip fucking snip. Well, howdy doody there, folks. It is I, your DKB, here back for another episode of Gore, and this week I'm
Heather,
gonna
yes,
talk to you
I hate
about
you watched it right
Steakland.
after
I
it.
will keep this short and sweet because I have nothing but love for this film. And I will start off by saying that I was introduced to this film many years ago. I enjoyed it back then, rewatched it today. I fucking love this film. It is so much bigger than what it should be for an independent film. And I think that's mainly due to the fact that everyone involved on this film, whether it was production designers, costume designers, whoever involved on this film, knew that they had a fantastic script to work off. And they thought, fuck it, we're going to invest in this so much that we're going to make it bigger than what it should be. And it definitely paid off. And I was glued to the TV the whole time. Now, I think the director's vision for this film, the overall tone of that road vampire horror flick, post-apocalyptic world, it's very bleak, it's very depressing. It's a perfect fitting for a post-apocalyptic film like this. But what the other thing I really fucking love about this film are these actors that I've never even fucking heard of come in, conjure up their own little take on these unique characters, and you really invest in them, you sympathize for them, for the majority of the film, and you really question your own morals in life upon viewing this film. Like, stuff that they do in this film, it's like, would I do that? Absolutely.
Nope.
Is it right? Is it wrong? It's absolutely fucking wrong, but you got to do what you do to survive. It brings that realism to the screen. It definitely captures it, and I fucking love that shit. Independent films, to me, really capture that stuff because they don't have to rely on bigger budget stuff to get them out of the shit. They've actually got to really invest in their
think about it.
characters, and they really need to sell it if they want to move up the ranks in the film industry. And yeah, this film really does it. It really hits the nail on the head with that type of themes, all that stuff. Like, these actors really did invest in their roles. I can't fault them for anything in this. Fantastic stuff. But anyway, I could go on all day telling you how much I fucking love this film, but I won't. I'm going to give it one more score of a 4.4.
Yeah.
Interested to hear what you guys have to say about
what
this.
Chad Daddy
and
said,
catch
too.
me next week
That's
on
what you
Gore
said.
and More to review whatever the fuck it is. So, DKB signing me out, and I'll catch you then. Cheers.
Oh, thank you, Brody. Love you as always.
Yeah.
It's awesome that him and Chad Daddy fucking popped
Yeah, they
the same
literally have
score
the
there.
same exact score.
That's hot.
Very worthy, though.
Right?
Yeah. Extremely.
Alrighty. Scuba, shall we spread them cheeks and see what's behind the curtains?
Let's do it, baby. So, how Brody just said, he would, he loved how invested the characters were in acting in the movie. So, throughout filming, actor Nick DeMisi, who played Mister, wore his mother's actual wedding ring on the pinky of his right hand as a way of acknowledging his character's backstory.
Fucking man.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's fucking cool as shit. Also, he also carved the longbow used in the film from oak in his own kitchen.
No shit.
That's even cooler.
So this man was invested in his character.
Well, real quick, this man was he's also played a lot of other characters the same way too. Because I've seen him. He was in The Nun, and he did some studying for that to be the father, like in that. So he really gets invested in his shit.
I can't say I've ever seen him in anything else, unfortunately, myself. So, but that's awesome, dude.
So at 1 hour, 13 minutes and 27 seconds, Martin is on a bus looking at a newspaper. The main article is about martial law declared in the U.S. The photo for that article is actually a photo from the G8 summit riots, which took place July 20th through the 22nd in 2001 in Genova, Italy. So they used from actual riots.
The only newspaper, I mean, I do remember seeing that headline, but I remember the one more specifically where Mister was reading. I think it was like the New York Post or something, and it actually says like it's talking about how like bats are coming in and like infecting everybody. And
Yeah,
nobody ever believes that shit, dude.
Nobody ever believes the bats.
Nobody believes the Post name.
Maybe that's where the bigwigs got the idea for the virus we have now. From this movie.
Oh, definitely.
So this film was shot in two different portions with 2 months off in between both portions of the film being made. So
interesting. All right.
So both Danielle Harris and Marianne Hagen acted in the original Halloween series, which we talked about earlier. Harris acted in Halloween 4 and 5, and Hagen was in Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Also Hatchet.
And Hatchet.
And Hatchet, yes. So water squirted from Poland spring bottles was used in several shots to simulate rain in the opening sequence in which Martin and Mister first cross paths.
That's
from
fucking
Poland spring
great.
bottles.
Poland
man.
spring bottles.
So
So I wonder how many people they had like on ladders. just,
Yeah,
holding
like I
that up,
want to
like-
know.
But man, I
It was
couldn't
great.
tell it wasn't
yeah,
real
no,
rain.
you couldn't fucking tell it was.
You know what I
no
mean? Like-
fucking way.
And that's why I love practical effects because they work so
Ingenuity
fucking
right there,
well.
baby.
Now there
Well, if you
was,
keep the shot tight enough, I guess it wouldn't
Yeah.
be that hard to
Right.
replicate.
and
If you
there
keep
was
the water close enough to the camera.
And if
but
it's
not far
mostly a
enough,
darker film anyway, so you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you really couldn't
That's
tell.
awesome, dude.
But
that's
there
cool.
was one scene where they had CGI blood, and that right there for me, I
Yeah.
was like,
Was it the one
Caught
where the vampire went down and bit that dude's head and it just like sprayed
Wait,
out
yeah.
like 4 feet?
I have a
in the air?
question.
I hopefully have an
like
answer.
CGI blood. Do you not like Midnight Meat Train?
No. That's different.
Because it's on purpose.
Because it's on purpose.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay.
If you're
That's
using
gotta be over the top.
amazing practical effects like they
And
did in this film with a limited budget, and then that could have easily been done with
Not only that, but I think what bothered me was the size of that spray for like how fast it.
That
You know what I
was-
mean?
yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It just
That was
looked
a big.
almost
That was a
too
big
cartoonish
spray.
I just felt it was too bright for the lighting.
for what everything else was.
Yeah,
No, I agree,
yeah.
dude.
So
100%.
let's see. Belle was Mr.'s girlfriend in an early draft of the script.
Oh,
I was actually thinking something was going to happen with them as the movie went on.
I don't know how I would have felt about that though, because I don't know. I feel like
I think
he
there would
was,
have been too
way
much of an
old.
age gap there
Yeah.
versus like, yeah.
Hey,
That's
when
why I
some
think
pickings are slim.
That's
True.
why she. That's
True.
why she was. Yeah, but she was checking out. What's his name instead? So,
I'd go for
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's
Got a
smart
point.
enough to be like, "Yo, that chick's pregnant already." Nope.
Yeah.
The younger
Yeah,
one's
but
not,
I mean,
like he's like
logically, my ass would have been like, "Well, can't get her any more pregnant."
Yeah, free parking.
true.
That's true. Yeah.
True. Or
You
you just
feel
do what the
ahead,
other chick
pull
with the
out.
other town. You just go. Yeah, right. Oh my god. What else we got, Scoobs?
All right, so the part when the religious group takes our heroes and they seem dead with drinks in their hands is a reference to the Jonestown cult.
Oh yeah. I even said that watching it. I'm like, man, it's looking like Jonestown in here.
Mhm.
Oh fuck, dude, it's so fucked.
Even the way they dressed was very cultish, which I mean, I know that's what they were going for.
So,
but
did anybody figure out what was actually like what they had that bracket that was hanging over their eyes at all?
No.
It looks like it's
no
like a
clue.
brake part of some kind, but I couldn't figure out. I'm not a
Looks like a
mechanic.
good
by any
time.
means.
I'd have to go
Right?
back and look. I have no idea.
I was just wondering maybe if somebody knew. That's no problem. Sorry, didn't mean to stop that. What else we got, buddy?
So the film received fairly positive reviews within Rotten Tomatoes, giving the film a 75% fresh rating from 60 reviews. The consensus states, though the genre is well worn at this point, director Jim Mickle focuses on strong characterization and eerie atmosphere to craft an effective apocalyptic vampire chiller that also manages to pack a mean punch. At the site Metacritic, which assigns films a weighted average score of 0 to 100, the film received a score of 66 based on 15 mainstream critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Agreed 1000% because
Oh,
Absolutely,
yes. 100%.
Especially for a genre that has been like,
Overdone a lot.
yeah, like I mean, dude, this has been one of the main monsters that people have been focusing on since the 20s, for at least movies wise. And you're talking 2010 at this point, man. Vampires have been so oversaturated to the point where it's just like, eh. And honestly, they're not my biggest bag. This is one of the movies that brings them in very serious, and I think that's why I like it so much
Mhm.
more. You know what I mean? They're not the
No.
over European vampires. and
It's not that dark gothic vampire of I bid you welcome.
Which
It's
I'm
a
not
set-
saying that
you know.
that can work sometimes too. Like I
But
still
it's-
love Bram Stoker's Dracula. Don't get me
Oh
wrong.
yes, but I will say of the most used vampires, that type of vampire is the one that's just
Right.
pretty much
That's the easiest.
over,
No.
it is overused, but it still can be effective if done right.
But this as a virus, like we said before, almost zombie. I hate calling it zombie because it's not, but it's the easiest thing to like identify.
Compare
but
it
it
to-
is in a sense
It is,
because
no.
they're mindless. You know what I mean?
Well,
except
yes and no.
except for later on.
And he even explains that he's killed other mutations before, which means
Yeah.
there's been different variants.
Yeah.
And you already see different variants throughout this movie, anyways, with
Yeah.
scamps and berserkers, they call them. And I think there was another one, like there's another breed they called something else. But yeah, man, this oh, what's up, Chad Daddy? Welcome.
Daddy!
What's up, Chad?
What else we got, Scubas?
All right, so Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film
Uh-oh.
3 stars out of 4, writing that director Jim Mickle, who co-wrote the film with his star Nick Damisi, has crafted a Jeanette Katsolis of the New York Times named it a New York Times critics pick and called it usually tout. So
Usually tout.
it's got great reviews from a lot of people.
You know what my reaction was after watching it?
What?
Fair enough. Flicks, snacks, and knickknacks. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Shuddy!
What's up, sir?
All right, so the film was shown at the 2010 Toronto International Film Festival, where it won Midnight Madness Cadillac People's Choice Award.
What?
Fuck yeah, and it deserves every part of it. That was a hell of a title.
Yeah,
I love the
I'm
Cadillac
surprised I
in
didn't
there.
fucking blah, 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 blah over it. You know. So the film opened on one screen on April 22nd, 2011, and made $7,258 in its first week. In its second week, the film expanded to 5 screens and made an additional $8,437. The total domestic gross for the film in its limited theatrical run was $33,245.
I really wish this movie was just released all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like it would have done well.
I think it would have been a pretty damn successful for sure.
Like, I mean, like, yeah, you know, like it probably wouldn't have had a long run, even if it could have got more theaters. It still probably would have been a good week at best.
I would give it at most at the time, if it was released, a month, and I mean, and a month is a pretty decent time.
I mean, I'm trying to think what the hell else came out around that time, but I don't remember anything like too amazing 2010 wise. I mean, you got Nightmare on Elm Street, and that was
I think the
exactly, dude. Right.
I think the Crazies came out that year.
I believe you are right. I think that was February
2010.
But all right, anything else, Scuba?
Yep, we still got some more. So shooting took place in Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and the Catskills Mountains. There was a 3-month hiatus in the shooting schedule so that the seasons could change for the exterior shot. So that's why they took time off in between shooting,
yeah,
I guess.
You gotta get them nice winter months, man, especially going to the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
So the
Bobby's like, no.
The long take in the survivor settlement with the vampires being dropped by the Brotherhood was not originally planned that way, but evolved as time limitations forced the scene into single-day shooting. Mickle decided that the best way to solve the time issue was to get it over with as a single take. In the end, only a few frames were edited out to remove poor acting from extras. Way to go, extras.
And that was that is a long sequence.
That shit was
too.
a solid fucking scene, and honestly, it was probably like the heaviest one for me personally.
It's definitely, definitely one of the
is
heaviest.
it this movie or the next one that has Stephen Williams in it?
You talking Mr. X himself?
Like Creighton Duke.
Yeah, no, that's
it's
number
part
2.
two.
That's number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Which he's awesome in that too. But.
Yeah, he's badass.
So the only other one I have is the producers Glass Eye Picks created 7 webisodes as prequels set during the start of the apocalypse to coincide with the release of the films, which are titled Origins, The Day I Told My Boyfriend, Willie, Sister, Martin, and Mister.
I need to watch those.
Yeah, now I
need to
gotta
find
go and
those
watch those.
them. They got to be on YouTube, I imagine.
I'm sure. Steak Land prequels, type them in, they probably all pop up.
Right. Well, now that I watched the first and the second one, it's like, oh man,
And that is all we got.
Thank you, Scuba, and
No
thank you,
problem.
Chad Daddy, for
Scoobs.
sending those in. Alrighty, gentlemen, on to the questions. What format was this watched on?
Tubi.
Voodoo.
Peacock for myself. And you said Shutter, boss man? All right.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I went the nice way with Peacock, where you can watch that 3-minute commercial and then you don't get any commercials the rest of the way.
I was gonna watch it.
He
on Peacock.
watched it on the cock.
Oh yeah.
That needs to be a soundbite right there. Yeah, I need that as a soundbite.
I can edit that.
Okay, real quick, guys. The prequels are all on YouTube. Just
Nice.
type in
No.
Steak Land prequel, and they all are like the first 5 or 6.
Thank you,
Fuck
Sex
yeah.
Machine.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
No.
So I was gonna watch them on Peacock, but when I went to Peacock on my computer, it wasn't logged in, and I couldn't remember the login shit.
Oh,
I
so
just-
you're like,
that's
I'm not
why-
fucking with that
as
shit.
I'm not
dude.
fucking with
That's
it. I just go to Voodoo.
what-
That's why I
I've
went to Tubi. I was like,
I've been there before too,
Christ.
bud. All right. Douche of the film.
Oh,
The cult leader.
the cult leader,
Yeah.
for sure.
He gets his
Love
own,
that
doesn't he? Though, right?
definitely
Yeah,
does.
but
Kinda.
not after becoming a fucking beast
Yeah.
and taking out fucking 2 of our, family members.
Our Prego and then our good man.
Well, 3 technically if you count the baby 3.
So
Yeah,
okay,
that
now-
ain't right.
Now, that's a good, you know what? I'm glad you kind of brought that up. And that was definitely. Now, was that the cage he had around her? Did he actually like fucking kill the baby by pressing it and
Dude,
then biting her, or did
there
he
was
just
way too
drain
much
her?
blood, bro. There was way too much blood in that fucking thing for it not to be in there somewhere.
Well, that's why I'm saying, dude, it looked like he like compressed it, like
yeah.
He probably
Just
forced
vice
it
it
out and it
almost.
went right in there.
dude, just straight fucked, man. Like that. I gotta say, man, like she's done a lot of roles. I feel like this is one of her better roles, dude. Like, that
Bro, she's
acted
got
where-
an unimaginable range, and like she doesn't get an opportunity to show it. I think it's
No,
'cause
but I'm
she
saying,
gets
like,
pigeonholed.
I feel like sometimes, right? Like, I feel like sometimes, like some of her crying and so, like I think maybe it was like Hatchet 2. And
It could be
was
that,
definitely
or
like,
it could just be the takes they pick because
it's very
sometimes she's
possible.
straight on point, and other
But
times
I feel like
it seems
this movie,
it's
like
odd.
this movie, I feel like she hits it like out of the park.
Yeah.
With her role, like
Oh,
I think she does
definitely.
great. My wife didn't like she was singing Nirvana. I'm like, I like she was singing Nirvana.
Oh, dude, I love that.
And
I
she's
was
like,
yeah.
you don't sing Nirvana. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, every dude in that joint, listen to her sing Nirvana. Is like, you sing Nirvana.
You sing Nirvana, baby.
Yeah, it's like
Like they are not having an issue with that.
no.
But yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. The religious leader. I'm looking for his name right now, but I'm fucking missing it. Jebediah Logan.
Jebediah.
Yep. What a fucking
ass name.
What a see you next Tuesday. All right. Favorite kill of Steakland.
It's time for Halloween. Don't come to my house or else I'll suck your dick. Blood.
Favorite kill. Oh man.
All right. I don't know if no, I don't think I would count that as a kill. Right?
I mean,
the baby eating right at the start of the movie. That was he looked pretty horrifying too. That's pretty terrible.
Fucked.
That is pretty fucked for it to be your favorite kill. That's pretty fucked, Bobby.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
You know
what my favorite part of the movie was? When that little bastard baby got eaten. That was my favorite part. That was the most enjoyable part of that.
Sorry, listen. The Cartman in me came out. I got baby feet.
Now if you said the baby in Feast 2, I'd probably be like, okay, I'll agree with you. Because that's way different.
All right. I'll check.
No, you can't change it. No, you cannot change it. That is your fucking pick. No, you cannot change it.
All right, fine. I'll stay with it. You heard it right here. Now I'm gonna get all these baby haters tomorrow.
All right. To get it off of Bobby here,
we'll just think of it as a late-term abortion.
There you go. Oh. Oh my god! I think that you mean adoption, Steve.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, adoption. I got the letters crossed up.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go with the sister on the sister on the porch in front of the other sister.
Oh yeah.
When they got her in the trap.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, dude, just because I mean that was just a fucked scene because they, the kid still missed it. Mister's giving him shit. He's like, he's like, you missed the fucking heart, you prick, and knocked him out of the way. So like, still kind of treating him like shit, but trying to like teach him his own.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, it was just a brutal fucking kill because she's just watching a woman that she's. All right, for Brody to even say that, I'm sorry, audience, but so Brody even had to chime in and he said, "Fuck Bobby, even I wouldn't go that hard." And to come from Mr. Kane himself,
what's the matter, Kane? You don't get a little woody? You don't get a little mahogany from that now?
Little teak.
I'm gonna go with
maple.
The kill of the, I guess, teenager vampire or whoever the fuck it was supposed to be at the end.
Scamp?
No. At the end, when she's like, "Oh, I've been trying to get him. I used to talk to him in high school or whatever," and he's like, "I got this," and he walks out and he's just like, "Whack!" I'm gonna go with that because killing that because he's just like, I'm stepping up.
Yeah, he stepped up.
We lost you. You like
what,
bro? Seems like one of your streams is having connection issues. Stand by. Okay, that's weird.
Who?
Scoobs, you good?
What's this coming in on? What's this coming in on?
It just popped down and said one of the streams was having some connection issues, but everybody.
I'm green here.
I'm green.
Yeah. What platform is reporting that?
It didn't say. It just popped down with like a yellow bar. I've never seen that myself.
Yeah, me either. Can I say when sister kills herself?
Dude,
that's good. Yeah,
that was a tough scene.
Well done.
That's very well. Like,
yeah.
And you know what? I can almost say maybe that might even be one of Brody's thing, just because it's got a scarecrow in it. You know, just to add that little bit of flavor. Could be wrong, just a guess.
Yeah,
That was
Scarecrow chubs that boy up, man.
That's true. Don't we know?
Mhm.
No, man, that was a tough scene too, especially because like you finally get her back. You found out that she survived the camp and it like made it, and just that whole scene, man, just got turned to fucks. Oh, there he is again, bro.
There he is.
Love me some scarecrows. Very good. Bob, you still threw me off with the baby kill, but that's all right. We love you.
Oh, just like you threw us off with this movie, I threw you off with the kill.
That's fine. That's fine. Best scene of Stakeland 2010.
Ooh, I have 2 for this. This is
Mine is the town where the vampires get dropped on. That whole scene of them just enjoying a little bit of life again, and like seems like okay, we finally made it. Just for them to instantly get fucked and literally, essentially, the movie to start over again, because that's how the movie started. It was just a complete 180 flip.
Did you just say the end?
Did I say the end? I'm sorry, the beginning. Like the beginning. It just kind of, but like I said, like that's how the beginning started. It was just normal life, completely flipped, and then that scene was just instant 180, man. As soon as they came in,
Yeah,
but
I like the end. I think it's fucking rad.
Like where they're
Whoa.
just that whole
Where they
act.
once they get the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, just
All
the
right.
way it feels. Just the way that whole everything that plays out after that, the way it feels after the things that they just went through, just the way that that plays out, and then the impact, the emotional impact that has on you, that whole scene, and then like the skull pendant hanging and shit. You're just like, woo!
Just like, yeah, that is amazing. Pass the torch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it transitions very well into the next film. So
it does. The second one, and it's really hard to say this, that the second one can usually stand up just as well as the first, but I will gladly say
I think it's because it's so different, and it sticks with these characters, and it kind of shows you a very realistic progression of how they go over the elapsed time that they give us.
Yes,
and it's very interesting, and you definitely see how the events of this film has shaped them,
and in the world in it.
Yeah, the world in
Like,
itself is
crazy by
very
the time you get to
desolate by that time, very barren.
Oh,
There's very nothing left.
It's cowboy times.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Because there's like in this one, you got people still rocking vehicles. There's no vehicles in the second one, man. You're that far into the future where, dude, good luck getting gasoline.
It would have been interesting to see how much they would have been able to turn up the Western tone of this and the second film if they had more budget.
Yeah,
I think they could have definitely went higher if they could have got some horses in the budget. Honestly,
that would have been cool. I guess, but I did not see it yet, so I can't say.
All right. Scuba, we need your best scene there, buddy.
I'm gonna go with this. Like I said, the scene that made me think this could be a video game, where he makes his way back to the car after being, separated from Mister. He doesn't know Mister's still alive. He's going back to get the weapons to try to help, and we get Mister back. And that shit was fucking terrifying. You have this thing running at you, and all you have is a fucking sharpened stick to protect yourself, which, yeah, you can kill a vampire that way, but he hasn't been successful in doing that with help, and now he's by himself,
Right, yeah.
And then, boom, Mister saves the day again.
Not only that, but we also know that Mister's told us that the vamps have a hardened chest plate. Like, the fucking more to, like, the older and nastier they get and shit, so it's even harder to kill them. So it's like that stick literally is like, oh god, dude, you be on, homie.
To solve the riddle, IFC Films made this, which is a subsidiary of AMC. Shudder is owned by AMC.
Yeah, Shudder came in 2015 as a permanent.
So this would have been a shoe-in for the network to launch on, is to have Stakeland right on there.
That would make sense.
They made it. It already had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are we gonna market this indie horror film we have? Oh, we'll put it on our new horror streaming service. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I feel like this movie is such an easy sell for anybody that says they're a horror.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
prime
definitely.
for the Shudder service, and for people that are trying to discover new horror films, and especially now. And I just kind of want to veer off real quick. Right now, this month is hot as fuck for like things that they're adding to Shudder, because they're doing all these box sets and some of these other things from like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, and putting them on here. So you're getting a lot of these new art films, like art housey films and foreign films and folk horror films on Shudder. You can even watch some Andy Warhol type stuff on there. So go on there and you can really explore some very different movies than what you're used to right now. I think January's super hot for that sort of stuff in Shudder.
You know what else is super hot? You know what else is super hot?
What's that?
TJ Bowser.
Thank you.
If you want to look super hot, you can head over to projectlouder.net and get this
shirt. Vinegar Stroke.
Can we get a t-shirt check? Can we get a t-shirt
come on,
check
everybody.
while we're
Get
at
a
it?
t-shirt check here. What do we got? Ooh. Bobby's got the Voorhees.
Cavity
Got a crusty
colors,
burger.
part 6, Jason.
Very nice. Oh, I thought that was Jafar. I like it.
Crusty
Hell yeah,
burger. Fuck yeah. I've always wanted a crusty burger.
They're not bad.
Cartoon food just looks so amazing.
Right? Oh, man. Gentlemen, I believe we were on opening scene.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Of course.
If it didn't, the only way it didn't hook you in is because you were so turned off by it. You're like, I can't watch this movie.
Yeah.
And yet you only started it, so it's like, huh?
No, this is fucking, this movie opening was great. Had me instantaneously in, dude.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just watched a movie over the weekend that had a bunch of babies in it, like fetuses. So
really,
yeah, this stuff doesn't bother me. I watched Parade Durango, and they steal a cosmetics truck that has baby fetuses in it that are using to use it for illegal cosmetics, and they open the back doors and floor it. A bunch of babies spill out on the ground, and the FBI shows up and this cop walks over and picks one up, and he's like, do something with this, and throws it to the other cop and just walks away. And I was just like, oh, brutal.
That sounds like a South Park
But there's
moment.
just smashed baby fetuses everywhere and bodies. It's just gruesome.
Does it have anybody
I want to
slipping on
watch that.
Oh,
no.
shut up.
Mostly people stepping on them and cars.
Somebody
running
should be
over them.
slipping on him for sure, dude.
It has James Gandolfini in it, and he gets hit by 4 cars. It's so fucking funny.
What is this called?
Parida Durango. It's a prequel to David Lynch's Wild at Heart.
All right, interesting.
Severin just did a 4K release of it, so I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and it is brutal. It has everything from baby fetuses to some graphic imagery, brutal violence, maybe some rape, pedophilia stuff.
A whole bag. Wow.
It's off screen though, so it's just there to make
That's
you hate
good.
the main character more. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm glad they did that in this film. Nothing was directly and on the point. Everything was just kind of.
I think it's more effective for the brain to have it off screen. I think when
I
you put it
do.
on screen, it causes a mini trauma when you watch it. So you're just like, fuck that, because you were forced to watch something you really didn't want
Right.
to watch.
Like, that's just smut at that point.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, dude, there's nothing that does not add to the movie.
I think that's what
hate
led
the
to
character. I already hate you know what I
Last
mean?
House
Like,
on the Left and our distaste with that movie.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
Blech. All right. Most attractive character.
Daniel Harris for me.
Bell.
I mean, yeah. How could you argue? The
Looking
girl he picked
good!
up at the end. The
Oh,
girl
I
he
was-
picked
I
up
was-
at the end was pretty good looking too.
I'll say Peggy was pretty cute. I will give him that.
But I mean, come on, man.
It's Daniel Harris.
Daniel Harris is the screen queen, dude. You got to give it to her. Mister was a good
I
looking man
would.
himself.
Oh, I would give it to her.
Mister was a good looking man himself. I'm not going to say he wasn't. He had a sweet mustache.
Very handsome. That was a very
Right.
handsome man.
hey, so is the director? What else did he do? Oh, he did. We Are What We Are. That's the cannibal family movie.
You know, I've never seen it, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
I think
He did Mulberry Street, and We Are.
I don't know. I think I've ever heard of anything else he's done.
I don't know. This one was these were very all unknowns besides Daniel Harris for me in this one.
He was born in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Why does Pottstown sound familiar, Steven? Is there something Bigfoot happened there?
I mean, Pennsylvania's got a lot of Bigfoot hotspots, so
I don't remember.
That name sounds like something paranormal happened.
Pottsville?
Pottstown.
Pottstown.
I'm a Google.
I wonder where that is. I feel like I've been by that in Pennsylvania before, but I just don't know which one. By going down
It's
A&E
by
one or
Reading?
not.
I thought it was Pottsville.
Yeah, it's not far. Not far from me.
You might be right, Steve.
So this might be a hard one to answer. Well, did the score set the mood, gentlemen? Now I don't personally remember so much.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the score, but it didn't. Honestly, it didn't need a score for certain things.
I'll say if there was a score, it didn't detract from the mood by any means.
No, not at all.
So I would have
Update.
to-
There is Bigfoot sightings there, and they hold a Bigfoot festival in Pottstown.
In Pottstown?
In Pottstown.
I don't know
And
why
where
the
is
fuck I thought it was
Pottstown, Pennsylvania,
Pottsville.
specifically? Like in comparison to like where you are, buddy.
Oh, I'm here. It's on the other side of the state.
Closer to Jersey.
Yeah, I'm closer to Ohio.
Okay.
Now I live closer to Ohio. I think I live an hour from the border now.
Word. All right. Best song. I'm gonna say Daniel Harris's cover of Nirvana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's probably the only
I
one.
can't really remember any other ones. If there were any. I don't think there was.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because anything on the radio was usually just
It
the
was just
religious
talking.
chatter.
Yeah, it was just religious chatter. And you know, listening to that whenever they had the radio on, I was like, I could totally hear TJ spouting off some shit.
Yes, definitely.
I'm not gonna lie though. I feel like I would, although in this the brotherhood kind of expanded everywhere. But when they were saying they were going down south, I feel like, man, down south, like,
Oh, they'd be
like
fucked.
bro, that's Bible Belt, baby. Like,
Oh,
I
that's
wouldn't be
big
fucking
time.
in that area at all. I'm like, nope, I'll stay right up here in New York, dude. I'm used to the cold, man. I'll fucking deal with it.
Bro, I could only imagine Texas in the bro.
Oh god.
So
I don't
they
know.
do mention I really wish they kind of went there, but they mentioned Mexico in the second one. They said Mexico was straight fucked. Like Mexico legitimately they called the steak lands or anything like south essentially.
Oh yeah, they were. That's.
And they said that's where shit kinda,
Tarantino
like, hit.
already showed us what happens down there.
That's true.
The titty twister.
Yeah,
We'll be getting
It's
there.
a wonderful
next week.
place.
We're
well,
getting there
Tarantino
next week, though,
Rodriguez.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So favorite character of Steakland. Mister, dude, hands down.
Yeah, Mister. But I did like Martin too as he started to develop. So
Do we prefer
Martin.
this Mister or Old Man Mister? Those who've seen number 2.
I haven't seen number 2 yet.
I have not seen this week.
I mean,
I feel like he feels more of a cowboy in the second movie.
He's
Kind of like what Sam Elliott is, not
if you
what
follow
Benny
him, if you follow him, he's the grizzled cowboy throughout this 2
Yeah.
movies. But by the second one, he's a lot more tired, and it's apparent, and it shows throughout the movie, and it shows in his decisions and it's very good with where they go with it. Like I don't want to give too much away because I know you guys talked about you possibly want to watch it. So
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
this
dude.
week I will.
But yeah, Mr. Hands down is
hands
great
down.
written character.
I'll film it, Brody, and play the music.
That's not far from me. That's not far either.
Goodbye, horses. Brody's gonna give us a sweet new intro here.
And then you got to do the
me.
and then you got to do the Blob Festival in Phoenixville.
Yeah, right. I will say though, Martin was a good character, and I think that he was a good character to learn this world, like alongside with.
I'll pick Martin for that.
Was it scary? Honestly,
Yeah.
It had some damn good moments.
Yeah.
That's
and
oh
and
my
not even the
God.
vampires. The vampires
Not-
weren't even the scariest fucking part of the
no.
fucking film.
Not in the traditional sense of a horror film,
No,
but it definitely scary.
Oh yeah.
probably a little too close to home. Maybe a little too close to reality of what a lot of us think that could easily happen.
Oh my god.
Just, yeah.
You won't tell me I'm
Snip,
going
fucking
hard.
snip.
Yeah, that's a whole
New intro,
meaning to it.
Brody. New intro. Kaney's cutting his dick off. No,
Snip fucking ow.
you just hear snip fucking thud.
Oh,
Does
fuck.
it hold?
Okay, just for
Go
those
ahead,
of you who are Eastwood fans, Homeboy was like, what's his name? The young kid. Martin was in Eastwood's Mystic River, and he played the young version of like Sean Penn's character, I think.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I wonder why it looked familiar. I just watched that movie not too long ago as well. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
All right. Does it hold up today?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
Even more so today.
Oh,
I think it was great. I think this is one of those ones that is just a great movie. And I don't think it's ever going to necessarily lose its luster.
no, not at all.
How is the acting, gentlemen?
Phenomenal.
On par.
Fantastic, dude.
For being a low budget film,
Mhm.
the acting was phenomenal.
Oh, Kevin Bacon's part. That's right, Brody.
Thank you, Brody.
Kevin Bacon's part.
Thank you.
Acting was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, a grade A.
Cinematography. There was some cool shots in this, and I liked it. Some of them might have been very quick and things that easily could be overlooked. But one in particular that I liked was when they were looking at the Santa vampire that was staring at what's his name and the thing.
Oh,
but the way they did it, they showed him, and then they just showed it from the ground up, and they're all just standing on the car already posed. Like, I don't know, that was just a cool shot, just the way it was and everything. But gentlemen, how's the
I love the
cinematography?
lighting in this movie. Even though as dark as it was certainly lit so well, and they shot it perfectly for what they needed.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I feel
what
like
a
a
low
vampire
light
movie
shot.
has to be dark. You know,
Correct.
now,
Less
they
is
did
more,
have
man.
one. They did have one vampire that, you know, kind of towards there at the beginning when Mister was teaching him. It was still sunlight outside, but I guess they were like under an overpass or some shit.
Oh, in the intro, like in the title intro? Yeah.
So I don't know how the fuck that works, because I mean, I
'Cause-
guess they can still
so
be out in the shade.
The
or...
sun in this one does not instantly, like, it's not in like John Carpenter's Vampires where they hit the sun and they're instantly like,
And they're like pretty much in flames.
like,
yeah.
but if they're in the sun, they are smoldering. They are, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's
So it's
it
not
would
an
probably take
instantaneous thing.
correct. It's a little
Okay.
bit more of a progression, but
Okay.
it does burn them way harsher. So, but I think you see that more in the second one. They show that better and stuff. So
Cool.
absolutely. TJ, anything on the cinematography, brother?
From what I can remember, it's pretty fucking good. It's much better than what you would think for an indie film. And like you said, they play a lot with like low light situations, and I think that they play that really well, because you can either do that really good or you can do that really bad. And I think like we talked about them doing really close, like making the shots really tight and the shot composition really small on certain things. They managed to do some really cool stuff with this film visually, especially for just over $250,000.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. And I'm still amazed with the whole thing that Steve brought up earlier with the water bottle.
Yeah,
With
like
Poland Springs. Like
yeah.
that shit. Come on,
That
man.
just-
Like
that
that's
just makes-
amazing right there.
that just makes me go like, you really can't get more economical and make it look real.
Yo, you used 2 Poland Spring waters. Like that's some good cinematography right there. You made it look like a pouring fucking rainstorm.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Fantastic. All right, gentlemen, that brings us to one of our last questions, and that is, did you enjoy the premise?
Well,
Yep.
duh.
Absolutely.
Definitely a
Absolute-
unique
oh,
take
abs-
on les genre.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think that's possibly why it's one of my favorite vampire movies, is because it's completely different from the Fray.
it certainly is.
So premise
Enjoy.
is 100% top notch. All right, gentlemen, that brings us to recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
Rewind for
Rewind
years.
all
Days,
day, every day.
For
Yeah.
years.
Rewind and then release in a double feature on Screen
Ooh.
Factory
That would be nice.
Yeah, there you
That would
go.
be very nice.
with a making of documentary and interviews with both Danielle Harris and Nick D'Amici.
Yes.
I want and honestly, I want stuff for the second one too, because I want interviews with Creighton Duke,
The
and I want
statement,
interviews
yes.
with Duke.
Old
Is awesome in that. Like I was so happy. Like
He
I also,
plays one of the
I also
best
call him
characters.
Mr. X too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he plays a badass. He's a doctor, but he's another just badass, hardened vampire killer who happens to be a gay lover. And
His
it's-
boyfriend's pretty cool.
and him
too.
and his yeah, he's got a big Johnny kind of dude who's just like a big gray meat.
Isn't he the cook?
And is he the cook? He's like the main head of the compound in that one.
He's the cat.
Great though. But
This is going to be a fun watch. This week.
it's great, dude. Like I said, the second one is way more of a western than the first, in my personal.
The way
opinion.
that character progresses and the way his story comes to a close is emotional as fuck, because the end scene of
Yes.
that movie is intense, and you can definitely tell they had a little bit more of a budget.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Are we rating this?
We are rating this. So,
You got the
alrighty.
calculator up so I don't have to?
Yep, I'm good to go, brother. So, Bobby, you want to start us off?
4.7, 1 point
4.7.
lower than Vampires.
Alrighty. 7. Scuba, what do we got, buddy?
4.8. I genuinely enjoyed the hell out of this movie.
Bossman, what do we got?
It's a great movie, but at the end of the day, it's an indie film and it's not as polished as aforementioned Vampire. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. And I'm going to give it I have to agree with my Vampire score because, like I said, I enjoy them just equally. I'm going to give it a 4.8. Not a perfect movie, but it's near perfect for me because there's a lot of good things about it. That being said, that gives us a Goremore score of 4.6.
There you go.
So that is a
Definitely.
4.6 for 2010 Stakeland. I feel it's very solid. It's a very solid film. If you haven't watched it at this point, please go do yourself a favor and check this shit out.
Yes.
And I'm going to say follow it up with the second one right after the fact. You might even want to anyways. So
The Stakelander.
What are we doing next week?
Oh, next week we are doing the Chad Daddy's pick. And unfortunately, he's not here to announce it, but we will announce it for him. And continuing with our vampire theme of January, we are doing From Dusk Till Dawn.
Titty Twister.
Yeah. So another great vampire, man. This is like 3 weeks of heaven, honestly.
Yeah, that's basically it. What it is. Like, oh, that movie's so good.
But
And you know, it's going to be so bad when we get to our first shitty movie.
No, it's gonna be okay because you know what? It'll kind of give us a good reset because we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. He's got a point there because after so much greatness, eventually you got to get a little bit of a bad taste.
Right. But Dust from Dawn, you can catch it on HBO Max or Hulu or anything like that. It's all the premium subscriptions. All
Yeah,
that
it's
so.
everywhere. So
She's a 4K release.
I'm surprised that's honestly not happened.
Yeah.
I really am because I feel like that movie for vampire movies is one of the biggest ones.
I mean,
especially
who
known, so
who
Any other
wouldn't wanna see
Rodriguez films got it released though in 4K? I don't think.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see her in 4K?
maybe Machete. I don't Machete. I'm not really sure.
No, I don't think so.
Well, they might have got released in 4K. When did Machete come out? I'm trying to remember. Was 4K out then? Probably
I'm
not.
checking on my Blu-ray.com
Because I think that would have been like late 2010s or late 2000s, I say. So that being said, gentlemen, anything nerdy to discuss this week?
You know, I didn't. Only thing I found, I guess, that was even. I don't know. There was a new Scream trailer that came out. There wasn't too many things that stood out, at least in the horror realm lately, as really good nerd news.
The only thing I could say is they unless you guys discussed it last week, I know they pushed back Morbius for potentially some more reshoots. I'm saying they're going to throw in Andrew Garfield. I'm hoping with the rest of the internet. We'll see.
I don't have any nerd news, but just because we didn't mention it yet, and
yes, we probably should. I
just want to give our condolences out to the family of Bob Saget.
Yeah,
we lost him yesterday. So 2022.
Yeah,
right
seriously.
Right? We lost America's grandma at the end of the year, and now we lost America's TV's dad at the beginning. Great.
Yep.
Terrible.
Update. Paramount
What do you got,
Home
buddy?
Media Distribution will release on 4K Blu-ray Robert Rodriguez is From Dusk Till Dawn, starring Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Juliette Lewis, What the Fuck, Ernest Lau. Currently, the release is set to arrive in the market October 26th.
Oh, so this year.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice. Well, look forward to that. That'd be sweet. We'll have to re-review it when it gets around the drop time there. Other than that, like I said, I unfortunately have nothing nerdy this week. I've been gaming so hard, I haven't really paid attention to anything else in the news.
But even as I was paying attention to it, there just wasn't too many things that stood out. I know recently they just released a photo of Sally Hardesty now from the new Texas Chainsaw movie. As far as horror news, there's not too many big things. It's got Scream coming out soon. I just hope that's good. That's about as far as I'm willing to go with that.
This would be 5, right?
Yeah.
Beyond
think
Dream
that comes
Doors on
out,
Shudder. Watch that.
I think that comes out this weekend, the 14th. Or is that
What does?
Screen. I'm not sure.
I thought it came out next week, or is it
We're a
this
week
week?
away.
No, that's what I mean. I think it's Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, not
Alrighty.
much for news this week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been kind of quiet. Obviously, Spider-Man's still reigning in the box office. So that's
Spider-Man
okay.
did surpass Titanic.
I did see that. So good things. Go Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. So we can wrap this shit up, boys, and call it due. Bobby, you want to start us off? We'll go counterclockwise.
This is your Killing Machine, Bobby Amone, saying stay tuned for also new Machine Shop episodes. They are getting lined up as we go. We'll catch you next week.
Boss man.
Hey, it's the pod boss, DJ Bowser. I'll be coming back from my hiatus very soon to wreak havoc on the iTunes charts. See you then. Bye-bye.
This is your host with the ghost, Lord Scuba Crabber, saying I will see you on Somewhat Supernatural this Friday, baby. Peace.
And this is your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for tuning in. We'll see you next week and stay